Alright, welcome back for minute 25. I'm Brian.
I'm Richard.
And this is I Love You 3000 Minutes, the podcast that traveled back in time endgame style using that sweet... I literally was just blanking on Hank Pym's name when I've said Pym particles a bunch of times. I literally had Pym particles in my head. And I was like, I'm going to say that sweet Hank Pym tech. I don't know why I blinked. To travel back in time to rewatch the entire Infinity Saga from Iron Man 1 to Spider-Man Far From Home, one glorious minute at a time. This is minute 25. Richard, what happened?
Well, the thing that they pulled out of the last missile from the last minute...
You are not paying attention enough at home. He is speaking. You look him in the eyes. Sorry. Felt too goofy with that intro. Alright, sorry for that bit.
So anyways...
If you're listening on audio, just look at me and see the disappointment in Richard's eyes. And now twice. I'm so sorry, Richard.
So anyways... he takes the apparatus that they pulled out of the last missile that they had. It looks like an interesting apparatus, but Tony's like, nah.
Yeah. We don't need that. I love that moment.
He pulls out this small fragment of palladium, I think they said. They said it 1.5 grams, and they need 1.6.
It was 0.5 grams, and or something. Let me see exactly. Yeah, he says, because they need 1.6, so he says break open the other 6. 0.15 grams, 1.6. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
I'm so sorry. I'll see my mistake in the editing. I heard 1.5 and 1.6, and I was like, sorry.
He says we need at least 1.6, so it seems like more could be better. And he takes that thing, he boils it, he, kind of forges it. Jensen assures him, hey, I have great hands.
Yeah, be careful, this is our one shot. So they must not have more missiles in the whatever the word
repository, whatever.
In the wings.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I was thinking. They don't have more missiles with palladium waiting in the wings.
So Jensen actually says his name here.
Yeah.
This is where,
what do I call you?
Maybe Tony could have asked him that earlier, but whatever. And
we got a little return of Jensen's sass when I have very steady hands. Why do you think you're still alive?
Yeah, it's true.
Which now I'm seeing it, the way I took it is more playful this time.
And they poured in a mold or whatever you want. I think mold's
no,
proper
it's a mold.
word.
And they had a nice filmmaking trick that I'm reading of just having a little wire, and they probably put it in, and then took some silver paint, just some paint that you give to kids, and just put it around and said, all right, take this tweezer and pull it out. It'll look like we had a really hot thing just mold.
Right. The other word I was thinking of was dye. Like when they say die cast, it's kind of like that. It's sort of like a mold and it's put in there. Gotcha. And so, yeah, they pull out the ring. It looks freshly made. There's And
now they've just started their own offshoot group of the One Ring. Not endorsed by the 10 Rings.
Yeah, Ariana Grande had that song called 10 Rings, I think it was.
7 rings? 5 rings?
Maybe it was 5 rings. That'd make more sense. Hey, Google, what's the Ariana Grande song involving rings? Can't really hear me. Okay.
No, it said, sorry, I don't have any information about that.
Yeah.
No, I heard it.
I know. Yeah.
I think it was 7 rings.
Okay.
And then she got a tattoo that was the thing for 7 and the thing for rings or whatever. But together, it meant like a cook or a fish thing.
What?
Like the force.
We're still talking about Ariana Grande here?
Yeah, she got a tattoo with, I don't know what language, but of just the symbol for 7 or whatever number it actually is, and the symbol for rings. But when those symbols are put together, it meant something completely different. It needed 4 symbols for it to actually mean that in the language of the symbols. And she had to get 2 others to kind of correct it.
Gotcha. But the song has nothing to do with that. Like,
yeah, she just got the tattoo thinking it meant 7 rings.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
But anyways, they make a new band called One Ring. And
possibly
so,
1.6 rings.
Palladium. This is probably part of what Tony needs for that device in the middle of his chest. Probably going to be using an arc reactor.
For
That's what it's looking like. So
he's fulfilling the inspiration he got during torture.
Yeah. And you see them getting a little aggravated behind the cameras.
Yeah. In the minutes that I have cut up, it doesn't show subtitles, but from my memory, in the scene while they're watching him in this minute, they say, "What is he doing?" And the guy says, "Working." That's from my memory. But you see the guy also, he puts down, what do you think that is?
He puts matches? Down a cigarette or something. Let's see.
What is that in his hand? He pulls something up and throws it down, but then changes hands with his cigarettes. But there is a book of matches over there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. He's just...
Can't really see it. Remote. Could have been a remote for the TVs.
Yeah. And then, oh yeah, we also saw him creating the mold by putting red dirt into a little circular thing and adding...
something that was a perfect circle.
Yeah, to make that. I wonder how they hardened it to make sure that sand or whatever it was didn't move.
They just pack it really tightly. Like, people do that.
Gotcha.
People, like jerks, have poured molten silver into an anthill. And then when they pull the silver out, it's a perfect mold of the anthill.
Yeah. I've heard of that. But I like that he's still carrying around his car battery. Like, at the end of the day, this might just be convenience for him to be able to move around without a car battery, first and foremost, and then he gets the idea later for the suit. But yeah, doesn't look like anything special has been done to that sand.
Red dirt, red packing material.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So when he pulled it out, I thought he, like, Tony was just being uncharacteristic, like, like, be careful, because I saw his one hand up by his face. But then as we get closer to the table, he's just carrying his battery. His battery, yeah, over his shoulder. So I was like, why? Because I literally was like, why does he have an arm like next to his head? But if you are listening on audio, just go to the Instagram. That's at second 35 around there to see what I'm talking about. Yes. I like the idea that when he's carrying it, they just had some hot water because we don't see inside. That's weird. So...
It makes you think it's just hot water in there?
Because it's steaming, you know? But we don't see inside. But I want to know...
A lot of materials would be steaming, you know?
Oh,
it's they dilute the palladium in there. They put the palladium in there, and so they made the ring out of that, I thought.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's what they did. I'm thinking of production.
Right. Okay.
Like how they did that on the set.
Sure. Yeah. Probably.
Just like, hey, put some water in there, put it by the fire, it'll steam when we take it out, and then we cut to when we have some silvery liquid.
Some pouring, yeah.
But that is it. He's got a something in his left hand, a disky thing, and then he's got tweezers holding this thing of metal. Which might just be one frame for Harry Potter's glasses.
Could be.
Because it's a perfect circle. You should jump over to video to see Richard die so many times in this minute.
Yes.
Sorry.
If you're entertained by that kind of thing.
Or if you just want to give him the sympathy that he so rightly deserves. Do you have anything else for minute 25?
No.
All right. That's it for 25.
I'm Richard.
I'm Brian.
You got an army.
We've got a Hulk. Go check out the Instagram.